Hi everybody, Simon Garner. Just thought I'd give you a quick demonstration as I went out and played today and decided to use the Arccos app to plot my way around Trent Park. Useful for coaching sessions to work out distances, clubs from the tee, what line to go, tee off on. This one's quite interesting. This is a dogleg downhill and quite a deceptive tee shot. So let me just run through the benefits of Arccos system and also the planning of your tee shots. Instead of just standing, pulling the driver and hitting it as far as possible, that's not necessarily going to give you your lowest score. So first of all, what does Arccos tell us? Well, it's 404 yards, top left-hand corner. I've got an 8-mile-an-hour wind. It's 56 feet playing downhill. So now it's really a question of utilizing the little white circle. This is pre-recorded off the app from earlier today, and you can manually drag it to wherever you want to go. The interesting thing is that because this hole's blind dogleg downhill, if you look where I'm dragging the arrow, this is telling me where my ball would land if I flirted with those left-hand trees, which ordinarily you couldn't actually see from the tee. You'd be thinking that the middle of the fairway is going to be more along that line, whereas actually you could probably scan down, and certainly you could drag it like I was doing, wondering how far maybe it is to that bunker. So we had some wind into our face today, which was negating the downhill bit. Obviously the fairway run aspect could affect where the ball finishes, but I was just dragging the cursor around as I stood on the tee to give me an idea of okay, well, if I start it on this line, which is straight down the tee line, this is where it's going to end up. That seems like quite a good play. 250 yards off the tee leaves me 187 in. That then could give me a strategy of, well, maybe perhaps I would look at an alternative of, do I carry the tree line going for this bunker? Probably not. Or do I go a bit more to the right and maybe even drag the arrow, the circle, back to something like 200 yards off the tee? Because then it might say, well, actually it's a handicap 1. If you look at the bottom left hand corner, it's a par 4 handicap 1, so maybe I should 200 yards off the tee, and then I could probably leave myself 77 yards to go, which looking at my circle there between these two, leave myself 80 yards. If I hit it 200, I'll take the 80 from the sort of the 230, so I'd leave myself maybe as something like a rescue club, a 7-iron and a pitch. I might pitch it close, I might still even hold the putt, but I'm probably going to make 5 on stroke index 1. That's a good deal for the majority of golfers I know, at least. So that would be my chosen line. I now can see that I can play straight down the trees, and I've got some options. I might even fancy going for it in 2, but that's the benefit of Arccos, and of course it records all the data. So I think that's a really interesting part of it, not just the stats, but actually it helps you figure out, especially on the downhill blind dogleg, how to play the hole and have confidence in hitting the club that I'm hitting. So I hope that's a nice little insight. Anybody that has programs, then I offer access to the Arccos, either to use my system or to purchase one. So there we go, a little insight into how the Arccos system works, or at least one element of it, which is the course mapping. Hope you found that useful, and any questions, you know where I am. Thanks for listening.